Earlier today, we had Chino Moreno from the Deftones on the phone. He was so kind to answer some questions that we had for him for a little promo for Norcal Magazine. He talks about his youth, why he left Sacramento, and maybe possibly trying to work with Danzig. So check out the interview on JoeG TV. What do you feel is the biggest accomplishment or moment that you're most proud of? Like an example of, the Grammys you've had, tons of awards, or an artist you respect.
Of course, I mean, those are great accolades, that we've achieved, the awards and Grammys and stuff like that, of course. But I don't know, I'd have to say, something I'm really proud of that we accomplished is actually, quite recently, just the making of the Diamond Ash record. I think, during that time, it was pretty tough, going through what we've been going through with Chi, and there was a slight possibility that we wouldn't have continued, that we weren't going to continue on, and with making music together, and but the fact that we did, and we pulled together, and we just sort of buried ourselves in it, and we came out with that record. I think we were all very proud that we were able to do that, and I think it was through our friendships with each other, the fact that we were all pretty close, and for us just to be there, for each other during that time, and just use the music as something to just lose ourselves in, and that's what we did, and when that record was done, I remember just like listening to it, looking at it, just going, wow, this is really great. I'm glad that we were able to come out with something, optimistic, in a dark situation. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of that.
With the drastic change of the music industry in the last 10 years, would you recommend a young and upcoming Chino Moreno to start a band and try to make it out there, make a living by touring and making music?
Well, not for those reasons. I would recommend anybody if they love music and love playing music to do it. And simply for that. I have a 14-year-old son who loves to sing or scream, and he's like way into starting a band and doing music, and I'm with him on that. I want him to go to school too. Now as a dad, I kind of see like where school is very important. But it can't be the same way. I don't think kids should start a band to try to make it or to try to become successful in that way. Other than if that happens, that's great. But more or less, I would like them to do it just because they're having fun doing it and living for the experience of it, and enjoying making music. That should be the main focus of it. Luckily enough that I was able to be around some of my best friends and able to make music with them.
Right.
Coming up, so it was a very natural, organic thing, and it wasn't like we started out with this big agenda that we were going to do this and do this and do that. And I know to each his own, but to me, I think it worked out better that way. And I guess that's how I discourage them.
Chino, Deftones being still the most revered, respected, influential band of the last 2 decades, what do you feel that the Deftones legacy is and possibly will be still?
Pretty much that we're still here. I guess the longevity of our careers is one of the things that I think is I'm pretty proud of that. The fact that as kids we started. I was like 15, I think, when we actually started stuff in the garage in South Sac, and
right.
And I'm 37 years old now, so it's been a while, man, that we've been doing it, and obviously not professionally the whole time, but pretty much since like '95 we've been out just making music together and going all around the world and playing it for people, and I think that's pretty rad.
Now, Chino, we know you've moved to LA from Sacramento, and a lot of people have been asking, what was one of the major reasons why you moved to LA? Was it a personal reason? Is this too much of a small town? Sacramento's still a small town with a lot of gossip and backbiting mentality?
No, not at all. I was spending a lot of time in Los Angeles working on a couple records ago, and I just got used to being there. A lot of my business people, my management, my business, my accountant, my lawyer, everybody lived in LA, and it was a lot lot easier for me while I was there working. And another big part of it was Sean Lopez, who is also from Sacramento, who was producing the vocals for me on that couple records ago. So that was very good. So I was spending majority of the time hanging with him and working with him, and I was got in a real creative space being there, and I just found a little quiet piece of land, and I just stayed there. I like it. As far as it's obviously a lot bigger than a place in Sacramento, but for me, it's actually a little bit quieter and a little bit easy for me to focus. I wouldn't say that Sacramento has any more gossip or anything like than any other city has. I mean, every city has its own little scene or whatever, but that didn't really drive me away. I mean, I still like it. I love going back there. I mean, to answer your next question, I mean, I miss about Sacramento. I miss it a lot. Every time I go back, I miss downtown. I miss, riding my bike around with my buddies. It's just that downtown vibe is definitely missed. Every time I go back there, I miss the trees. I miss, obviously I miss a lot of my friends and my family and stuff like that. But I come back there, quite often. But right now I'm I'm chill where I'm at.
An interview that I did with Sacramento promoter Jerry Perry, he talked about the nostalgia of the Sacto scene in the 90s with clubs like the Cattle Club, Press Club, Capitol Garage, Old Eye, and he attributed the Deftones and Cake Far being the biggest acts to cultivate the Sacramento sound, and it influenced music globally, man. So, were those times special to you as special as they were to the fans in Sacramento back then?
Well, definitely. I mean, a lot of my youth was pretty special. Now you look back at it and go, wow, there's a lot of electric times. That time seemed to be pretty electric itself, and those bands that you named, they're all pretty different. I mean, from Cake, and Far, and I mean FMK, other bands that were out doing big things back then, and I don't know. It just seemed like there wasn't like so much a scene where like there was just one type of music that was dominating, or where it was just like there was all kinds of different types of music, and a lot of great music. And any night you could go out and experience it. You know what I mean? So I mean that was a rad time to be able to go to like a Cattle Club, for instance, and
right.
and see some like mind blowing shows as a kid. I mean I saw like Smashing Pumpkins there.
Right.
On the Gish tour, I remember, and just like, and seeing, Purple Vein being there, with Corey Hole, I guess, like, just like being a kid and like all this music, this great music is exploding and just coming out, and being a kid and seeing it like at a club level was pretty rad, man.
Chino, is there anybody that you've wanted to collaborate with that you haven't had any opportunity to? A musician, a band, anybody that you've yet to collaborate with?
You know what? I actually got to hang out with Danzig for a little bit last night.
Oh, yeah.
The street from where we were in Baltimore, and I was always a big Danzig fan when growing up, and I told him last night that I wanted to make some music with him, but he kind of chuckled at it. But I was like, for real, like I love it. I love that dude's voice, and I don't know. To me, I mean, I was just watching him last night perform, and it's just like he sort of reminds me of like today's, Johnny Cash in a way, as far as like, he's just like he's got his way that he makes his music, and his voice still, stands the test of time. He sounds great, and he's just like a blue collar, like straight, rocker, and but his voice to me is rad. His voice has always been like, special, with like having, a slight Jim Morrison kind of, Elvis thing is even have sometimes. I would love to just to collaborate. I mean, just make, even if it's a track or something like that. But anyways, I told him that last night. I think he told me to call his manager.
What album can you still listen to from beginning to end? Like, if you're running or whatever, what album can you listen to from front to back still?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of records like that. I mean, those are the best records that you can do that. But I don't know. I mean, recently, I mean, it depends. I mean, a lot of the stuff I've been listening to lately has not so much been rock oriented. I mean, whether it be like some jazz records or it sounds like I'm being super eclectic, but really, I mean, I listen to like a lot of just mellow stuff, mostly because I, uh, I don't know. I guess because I'm around that music all the time.
Right.
So either like some electronic stuff. Right now, I'm listening to last couple weeks. I've been listening to this Gold Panda record.
Oh, sweet.
Pretty much like while I run and stuff like that. It's a record called Lucky Shiner, and it's pretty good from beginning to end. I mean, there's not a song on it that is like black. It's an interesting kind of like just a electronic record that probably some dude made it his room on an MPC. You know what I mean? It's nothing like, but it's just I guess it's just one of those records that you just listen to and I just get into and I put it on and I listen to it all the way through, and that's what I pretty much been listening to the last couple of weeks. So.
Chris Fenn from Slipknot said he likes to golf to unwind. And what do you do to unwind, Chino? Do you have anything, any creative outlets like do you direct videos, fashion, producing, painting, anything like that?
You know what, man? I do pretty normal stuff. Like I hike. I have these mountains that are close to where I live at home, so I usually take my dog and hike in the mountains, and I do that usually a few times a week. And I still run my bicycle. Go get coffee like in the morning. I do like pretty normal stuff like that. And I'm always pretty much working on music and stuff at home. Just have a little setup at my house. And as far as Sean Lopez as well lives a few blocks away from me, and he has a great studio at his house. So if I'm home, I'm usually itching to even if after a couple weeks I'm home, I'm usually itching to like create music or do something. So usually I'll be doing that, whatever. But just normal stuff, man.
It's, being a fan of the band, I'm sure Deftones fans are excited to hear another new album coming soon. What can we expect from this album that's going to be far different from all the other great albums that you guys have achieved and done?
I don't know. I mean, we're gonna it'll be another record. I think our records are pretty much a snapshot. I like to think that they're a snapshot of the time that we spend making them, and we plan on doing this record fairly in a pretty short span of time, 2-month kind of time frame that we want to give ourselves as far as writing it and having it ready to go and to be recorded. So I don't know. I like to think everybody's in a really good place right now. We're still coming off a high of this record and this record cycle. We're still out touring on it, but we still have a couple more weeks of U.S. touring, and then we have about a month off between the time we go to Europe for some festivals, and we're going to spend 3 weeks then writing, and then we're going to go to Europe and do those shows and come back and spend another month and a half or so, and hopefully have enough material to go into the studio again and start to have something out for next year. So, but it's just trying to capture the energy and where everybody's at right now. And I think like I said, all of us in the band, everybody's like just having fun being around each other and making music. So just trying to capture those good times. We're never going with the preconceived idea. This is what kind of record we're gonna make. This is what it's gonna sound like. Whatever. We just want to make something that we can nod our head to and that we can let's put headphones on, listen to ourselves and